Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Cheltenham chart. There's only 4 weeks to go. It's a really exciting time for everyone that's looking forward to the Cheltenham Festival, and I can't stop thinking about what's going to win the Arkle. What am I going to back in the National Hunt Chase? Who's going to win the Barlymore? This is the best part of the year for me. I'm really excited about the festival now. Last week we put the first bet up for the festival. Within 2 days, it was out. But it was non-runner, no bet, so we've still not placed anything. And it did get me thinking, should I bet out of the bank or should I leave it this season and just put some bets up on the day? Not really sure about that. You can comment if you want and let me know what you think. A lot of people saying I should bet out the bank and that if I don't make a profit, well, so be it. I've proved I can do it for 6 seasons, so if we did have a blank or a losing year, well, you know, that's one of those things, and that's horse racing and that's betting. And really it is betting as well. You can't be guaranteed to win. No one has a divine right to win at the Cheltenham Festival, and it could be a year where we do get some shocks because there are a lot of open races at the moment. So yeah, you can comment on whether I should bet out the bank or not. I'm going to go through the horses from last week and then a quick chat about Cheltenham, and that'll be this week's episode. Next week I may go through some of the more open races with my thoughts, and you can talk about that in the comments next week. But for now I'll get on with the horses that ran over this weekend. A horse I want to mention that ran at Newbury, and it's been mentioned in a lot of other podcasts as well, is Making Headway from a small yard, who won the Martin Pipe last year. And I think this horse could possibly challenge to win the Martin Pipe again. He's had 4 runs now over 2 miles and run really well in all of them, but crying out for another half a mile and could bring out a lot of improvement. This horse would sneak in at the bottom of the weights and would be no forlorn hope, I don't think. Not from the flashy yards of Mallins or Elliott or Henderson or Nichols. So could go under the radar a little bit. I'd be looking at the markets if he came into the market for Making Headway, and I'd be looking at him as possible bet material. Shishkin won the Denman Chase. I'm not sure it was much of a race, to be honest. I still believe the Gold Cup was going to be between Fast or Slow and Galloping Deschamps, and more than likely it'll be Galloping Deschamps. But Shishkin is a lively outsider. He just wouldn't be for me. Also at Newbury, I thought Edward Stone was extremely impressive under new tactics. He ran from the front, he jumped really well, and he had the race won at the second last. He was really impressive, but I still, just like in the Gold Cup, I don't feel that the Champion Chase will be won by any horse other than El Fabiolo. It's not like I'm going to go steaming into El Fabiolo at the 1, 2, 3. I think he'll win, and I think John Bon will probably come second, so you're probably betting for third, and each way at 8 to 1. That doesn't interest me, but Edward Stone on the day, a very decisive and good winner. At Naas, the race that's produced the winner of the Boodles for 4 out of the last 5 years, was yesterday. Eagle Fang was a well-backed winner of this race and could be a lively outsider for the Boodles itself. I don't know if the winner was in this race this year, but it is a very good guide to the race. Allegory Devasi won the Opera Hat. Really impressive as well. Turned the form round with Riviere de Tel. It's hard to say if Allegory Devasi is going to be able to stay on better to beat Dino Blue. I still do think that Dino Blue could be a bit of a suspect stare. She got her season back on track here, Allegory Devasi. Was disappointed with Mascada getting weight and was well beaten. But I have to say the most disappointing horse in the race was Silent Approach, who's been terribly campaigned in my opinion. Those 2 races, those 2 really, really hard races within a week over 2.5 miles seem to have bottomed her out. And she ran no race in this one at all, and really disappointing to see that after her run against Spillane Tower and Blood Destiny, where I thought this could be a horse going places and an outsider for the mare's chase. She seems to have been bottomed out now. The Hunter's Chase looked like it was going to be a really good race. Ramillies completely ran out of steam at the last and walked over the line, thrashed. It's on the line, stayed on, took the challenge of Ramillies, and then all of a sudden Billoway came out of nowhere to look like he was going to win, but It's on the Line found a second win and got back up to beat him. I think it was quite a hard race for It's on the Line, and I can't say I'm too disappointed about that, being a big fan of Ferns Lock. It's going to be tough for Ferns Lock to win. I wouldn't be backing him at the price he is now, but I think if he gets some good ground, he'll be a bit of a force. It's on the Line's a good horse. He was second in the Fox Hunters last year. He's a bit short as well. Probably the value lies in Premier Magic at the moment at 10-1. But this is usually quite a good guide to the Fox Hunters at Cheltenham. It's on the Line's won this. He's beaten Ferns Lock this season, although he was getting £7. And like I say, if Ferns Lock gets decent ground, I think he'll be hard to beat, but you can't knock what It's on the Line did here at Naas yesterday. At Navan today, I saw a lot of praise for Brighterdaysahead, but I wouldn't be exactly glowing with praise for her. I think this was an absolute nothing race. She did exactly what she should have done. And someone said, oh, what did you think of Brighterdaysahead? And I said, well, the only comments I'd make is that there was nothing to see here, really. There would have only been any headlines if she'd not managed to win this race, because it was really, really poor race, in my opinion. She's won it like she should win it. It's going to be a three-way fight now for the Mare's Novice. It looks like that, but you never know if something's going to come out of left field. But it does look like Jade de Grugy, Desert, Enos and Brighterdaysahead are a little bit ahead of the field in this division. You can never tell. That's not written in stone. Henry de Bromhead seems to be targeting horses well this season, and Hidden Valley Lake has won really well in the Boyne Hurdle. He's not in the stairs, so it would be looking like a handicap like the Coral Cup for him. He's won this nicely, stayed on, and I think he had a bit left as well, so who knows where he goes next. But it's nice to see de Bromhead winning some big races like this and the Thyestes, and I think he'll have, although there'll be slight outsiders, a lot of his horses are going to be primed for the festival, like Quilixlos in the Arkle, Manila Indo in the cross country, Envoy Allen for the Ryanair. He does have chances, and I think anything that you back from this yard will be ready to run when they get to the festival. In the 10-up, American Mike stayed on well enough to beat Nick Rocket. Now, he looked like he was going to win easily. Then he looked like he was going to get beaten. And he's just found more and got up. Nick Rocket's run a good National Hunt Chase trial. American Mike isn't in the National Hunt Chase unless he's supplemented. Nick Rocket, a lot of people will want to back for the National Hunt Chase because he's turned over his stablemate Manila Cocooner, who's also entered here. It will remain to be seen what they do with Embassy Gardens. I'm not sure I'd want to be on Nick Rocket. I think this was a tougher race for him than people would think. Although he ran a lot at the end of last season and maybe takes his race as well, this was a tough race today. You'd have to see the makeup of the field before you decide on Nick Rocket, in my opinion. Now, the final bumper, I was quite excited to see, and I thought Cantico could put his hat in the ring for the champion bumper, and although he's won, he didn't put it in the ring for me. I thought he was very workmanlike. I was a bit disappointed with his display, really. Now, he could come on again for this, but I thought he'd win a lot more easy than he did, and I was a little bit disappointed with his run. The bumper horse I was impressed with was at Exeter. Teeshan won pulling a cart, really. I thought he was really good. Is this form good enough to win a champion bumper? Nobody knows. Nobody can relate the British form to the Irish form. This was an Exeter bumper. It could be good form. It may not be. Clearly, Teeshan's a good horse. It's just, is he up there with Jalan Dudiri? Is he up there with Romeo Coolio, Jasmine Devoe? You ought to know that these top horses from Ireland, it's impossible to know really what he's achieved, but he was extremely impressive. It looked like there were a few fancied horses in the race, and he's run a very, very decent race here. He's won as he liked, and he couldn't be anything but impressed. I was extremely impressed with his performance, and I would definitely, if it was my horse, want to run at Cheltenham and give it a go. There is no standout as far as I can see, and if Captain T could finish third in a very, very good bumper last season, then I think this horse looks better, so I would definitely let him take his chance, and I think that would be a fairly decent chance if he did go there. So like I've said, it's exciting times. So many exciting races at Cheltenham, a lot of very open races. Now I know there's a few short price favourites, but there are some really exciting races to come at Cheltenham. The Arkle looks so open. I go around in circles. Sometimes I think I found one here, that's a decent price, but then I see maybe not, and then I look at the National Hunt Chase, I think, yeah, that'll go there. Then I wonder, will it go there? Will something get supplemented in that could beat me? It's very difficult to say. A horse I didn't really mention today, Corbett's Cross. I thought he was extremely unlucky when Granwell Fred jumped right across him. But I'm not going to second guess the Emmett Mallon's yard after putting up Jeddah Bomb Marchand last week, and then he was out 2 days later. I have seen a lot of posts saying just wait for the fields. I want to bet, I really do. I mean, I'm sitting my hands to try and not have a bet. I really fancy one in the handicaps, but other people are saying the horse could be bigger on the day or bigger with a week to go, and I'll have more knowledge if the horse is definitely going there. So at the moment, I'm finding it really hard to sit my hands. I haven't had a bet. I do want people to comment about whether I should bet out the bank, but yeah, exciting times, really is. I mean, I can't state that enough. I mean, I'm just like a 5-year-old. Well, 4 weeks before Christmas. I can't wait for Cheltenham, but I don't know what I'm going to back. I don't know if I can make a profit, but I see so many exciting races, so many races that I want to try and work out the puzzle. I want to try and solve it. So I'll be watching all the other podcasts during the week, seeing what their thoughts are. But I like to get my thoughts up first, so this video will be posted later tonight, Sunday. And hopefully I'll hear from a few of you. But thanks for watching my video this week. Next week we'll maybe go through my thoughts on a couple of these races. I don't think there'll be so many horses to talk about, so we'll maybe go through my thoughts on the Arkle, my thoughts on the National Hunt Chase or the Baring Bingham, etc. So in the meantime, I hope you have a good week. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.